Hi guys! So for today's video I'm just going to show you what I basically use to do this look. It's a little hot mess right now because I've had it on for a little bit. I actually went out to eat with my stepsister came with her son and her husband, and I saw my dad and my stepmom, so that was fun. Martin had to work, so it was just us. So anyway, just briefly, I really have just foundation, concealer, a little bit of highlighter and bronzer, nothing crazy, and lipstick. So if you want to see the products I used, keep watching. For foundation today, I actually used my Fit Me that I talked to you guys yesterday about by Maybelline, the matte poreless in number 130. I mixed that today with the Wet n Wild's. Actually mixed it with Wet n Wild number, there's no number, but Bronze Beige. It's a lighter tone. So I mixed the two together, and I used, you know, the handy dandy beauty blender that's filthy, so don't mind me. Obviously prior to putting that on, I use this, it's actually by Walmart. It's the, their version of the Clean and Clear, oil-free, you know, to help and treat pimples lotion. So I use this every day as my moisturizer. Once I start with that, then I put on, I use Wet n Wild's face primer. It's really, really good. I find that this is good. I don't think it's oil-free though. That's my only thing that I have a problem with, because I need something oil-free, but it's good, and it's cruelty-free, and that's very exciting. After I put that on, then I put the POREfessional Pore Minimizer. This stuff works magically. And I have very, very noticeable pores. You're not going to see them now because they're kind of covered. You can see a little bit, but nothing crazy. Once that's done, what we talked about yesterday, the Urban Decay De-Slick Spray, I spray that on before I put on the foundation. So those are my steps. So once again, I used the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation mixed with the Fit Me by Maybelline, and that's how I got it all started. Once that was all done, for concealer, I used Tarte Shape Tape. This stuff is great. The only downside to it, I use it in light neutral also. The only downside to this is that if you get dry under your eyes, you're gonna get creases. I tend to get dry only under the right side of my eye for some reason. So sometimes I have to put like a little bit of lotion to try and like minimize that it's creasing a little bit. I haven't tried other colors in this, but it's so thick, and it's just look at that. Look how much you get in that. That's a lot of freaking concealer. So I don't know, I love it. So I try and not put as much under this eye so that it doesn't crease up and cake a little bit. Once I'm done with that, I've heard everybody talking about the RCA, I think it is, setting powder. I don't have it. The only two that I really have is I have the e.l.f. sheer setting powder. You know, it's translucent. So if I don't, either use that to bake underneath, or I just use the CoverGirl back in the day, you know, loose powder, translucent, to set underneath my eyes. So those are the two that I personally use. Once my eyes are set and I still have the powder all over the place, I usually go over the rest of my face with the Wet n Wild's Pressed Powder Compact. Looks like this. It's also photo focus because that line is really, really good. This color is 826C Golden Tan. So it kind of bronzes my face a little bit. You can tell that I'm getting into it. So I have that color, and I have 825C, which is tan beige as well, which is obviously much lighter. I haven't really used too much of it. Once that's on, depending on my day, I'll either contour with one of these three things. And except for the palette that we talked about yesterday, I haven't tried it yet because I said I would, and I don't think that's going to happen today. But that's okay. Maybe tomorrow. So I have the Wet n Wild Makeup Stick Contour. Things like this. And it's in number 806, Where's Walnut. That's funny. Where's Walnut? But it is, you know, it's a stick, it's chunky. The only thing is, I don't think you can sharpen it. So I think once I get to the rest of it, which is pretty much now, I have to buy another one, which kind of bothers me, but that's okay. So if I don't use that one for the day, I'll use the LA Girl Pro Concealer to contour. I know a lot of people have used this in the past. I've seen it on YouTube before. This is called Beautiful Bronze, and it's GC987. It's good. It's very, very dark, so use sparingly. If I'm not in the mood for that, and I just want something smaller, I also have the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Dual-Ended Stick Contour. So it has the contour on this side, which is a much lighter shade that I like. And then it has the highlighter on this side, which you can see I don't really use. So those are the ones I would contour with. My contour is not on point yet. I'm getting there, so slowly but surely. With everything, you just learn and practice and keep learning and practicing. Sometimes, if I don't use one of the contour sticks, I'll use this Wet n Wild. I have a lot of Wet n Wilds. There's no sponsorship or anything, I'm new, but I have a lot of their products. But this is Wet n Wild Color Icon Bronzer in the color 739 Ticket to Brazil. I'll also need another one. So sometimes I'll just use that and contour right up here. Now I'm trying to make like a little line. But I love that stuff. And then after I do all that, I did my brows a little bit today. And again, I used the same thing we talked about yesterday, the e.l.f. eyebrow kit in light, because, you know, I don't have very dark hair. So I did that a little bit today. And then for highlighter, sorry, I feel the dryness. I actually used the new e.l.f. one that we were talking about yesterday. I didn't use the blush, I just used the highlighter. I mean, you could still see it a little, but I mean, I guess you can see it. It's good. I mean, Carly's and Nicole are always going to be my go-to on a regular basis. And then after that, I just did, Auntie, stop it. I just did mascara with the Revlon Dramatic Definition. I actually like this mascara. And like when we were talking yesterday, I was telling you guys about Babe Lash, but I see a difference. I still see a difference. Like, okay, I have mascara on, but if you look at my videos from yesterday, I didn't have mascara on, and I feel like it's not just the mascara making them like that. So then after that, I just did lips. I did a Wet n Wild. Shocker. This is just, oh my god. I should go through all the Wet n Wild stuff I have, because that's really funny that I totally didn't realize I have that much Wet n Wild stuff. But I did use their Wet n Wild Color Icon pencil in, I think it's a bad number, so I'm not going to say it. It starts with 6s. Anyway, so it's a Brandywine pencil. It's a pretty color. Can you guys see it? Okay, there we go. So I lined with that, and then I used, which one did we use today? Not that one. On top of it, seriously? No, I'm not going to find it. Oh, no, it was that one. I'm lying to you guys. I used, it's not Wet n Wild. Shocker. It's actually Estee Lauder number A53 called Crystal Baby Cream on top of it. And I just smudged it out, and then obviously just took like my little tiny lip pencil, you know, as such, and just, you know, fixed up the lines a little bit. So that's really what I used today. I used Beauty Blender. I did contour underneath my neck to try and make me not look as fat, which, sure, I don't think it did the trick, but we'll just pretend it did. And I just I have the knockoff versions of the Iconic brushes, because the Iconic brushes are so expensive. So I did blend out the ends with the fake Iconic brush, but it's probably just the same, just not as expensive. I'm sniffing it because I washed them. They smell good. And that's really all I did today. So aside from that, that's really all I did. I'm thinking that maybe I'll take all this makeup off later and play with this new contour stuff and maybe film it and put it up tomorrow. I'm gonna try and do like a video every day, but I can't guarantee that. So if it's not every day, it'll definitely be on Saturdays and Sundays. I'll try and do it every weekend. At least Saturday and Sunday put one up, and we'll see what happens from there. So please subscribe. Please comment, please like the video if you love it. If you don't, tell me why. Please, no haters. There's always going to be a hater, but try not to hate on my channel because I just want love. So again, please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and keep coming back to my channel, and we will have more fun talking soon. Thanks, guys.